What's up? Bill McCleskey in the building with
my boy.
He said my boy.
Just be smooth. Can't stop to lie. Won't stop to lie. Can't stop to lie. Won't stop to lie. Can't stop to lie. Won't stop to lie.
Yo, we got the hottest podcast in the nation. TechDontSleep.com. Follow us today.
Can't stop to lie. Can't stop to lie. Won't stop to lie. Ain't no Chico. Just be smooth. Can't stop to lie. Won't stop to lie. Can't stop to lie. Won't stop to lie. Can't stop to lie. Won't stop to lie. Ain't no Chico. Just be smooth.
Well, welcome. All right, everybody quiet on the set, please. We are live with TechDontSleep podcast, and my name is Bill McCleskey. I'm in the building, y'all, and I'm so excited this morning because we have a special guest host, okay? Mrs. Karen Williams of MinTech Agency. What's up, Karen?
Hello, Bill.
Okay. Karen in the house. We're going to talk to her more about her business, and she's going to help me host because our guest today is none other than the phenomenal Nashvilleian, Domonique Townsend. What's up?
What's up, Bill?
We optimize work, and we're going to talk to Domonique about her crazy social media posts. No, I'm just playing.
I was like,
all these videos. But no, Domonique has great energy, and she's doing some great things. So we're going to talk about her story, and I want to talk about a couple of things too. So on this podcast, y'all, we always kind of start off with something fun we like to, or a relevant article, okay? And so we're going to do that with you, Domonique, first, okay? Did you know we were doing this?
No.
Okay, cool. So we like to play this game called, by the way, before we jump into that, Domonique, your company's called We Optimize Work, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us right quick what your company does?
Yeah, so We Optimize Work helps business executives to create human-centered work approaches to increase engagement, productivity, and belonging of women in the workplace.
Belonging of women. Wow. Okay. I love it. We got to talk about it. So I have a cool article related to Black women in tech, and I want to discuss that with you guys. But before we jump into that and get to the meat, y'all, we got to learn a little bit more about Domonique. Now, the way we like to learn about our guests is by playing a game called I Got 5 on It. Okay? Now, I know you know the song.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you used to groove to it?
Yeah. Lunix, right?
Who?
Lunix.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Is that
who
who
sings
that?
Lunix. I was close. I said a little bit country.
Well, you are from... Okay, never mind. Where are you from? You're from Nashville, right?
Uh-huh.
But what part of town?
Bordeaux all day.
You from Bordeaux?
Yeah.
I'm from Bordeaux.
Bordeaux. Off Snell Boulevard.
Where's Snell?
Off of Dolan. You go to County Hospital Road.
Okay. I know where you are. I'm off Kingsland. All right, so I got 5 on it. I'm going to ask you some questions, which means you have 5 seconds to answer these questions. Is that okay, Karen?
Yes.
Okay. Karen, hey, let me tell you, Karen, she like the Vanna Black right now. Okay. All right, so you ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Barbecue or hot chicken?
Barbecue.
Which song best describes your life?
I Am Here by Beyonce.
Okay, I like it. Mimosa or Bloody Mary?
Mimosa.
Tina Turner or Whitney Houston?
Ooh, Lord. Tina, though.
Yep. Baby Shark or Coco Melon?
Baby Shark.
Okay, Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
All right, laptop or tablet?
Laptop.
Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
If money was no object, what would be the first thing you'd do right now?
Paint canvases on the side of the road.
Wow. Are you a painter?
I love to paint. It's my outlet.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, cool. Cheerleader or majorette?
Majorette all day. Okay. Shout out to the former majorettes of the world.
Were you a majorette?
Yes, I was. Okay. I used to march across that
you were the first one, though, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
and I was a captain too on my second and third year.
What happened to third and fourth year?
The first year I was the co-captain, and then I became captain after that.
Okay. And what happened? No.
Before that, he's trying to make me sound like the first one, because the little one, shortest and tallest.
Yeah.
I still would have been probably in the front.
If y'all can't tell, because if you're watching this on YouTube, Dominique's kind of short. How tall are you, though?
4'11", 3/4, Bill.
Oh,
She
said,
down to the 3/4. Let's get that 3/4. Might be a little extra with it too.
I feel like you've answered this question a lot in your mind.
Probably so.
Yeah, every day.
Okay, so let's keep going. We're almost done. Big Luther or Skinny Luther?
Big Luther.
Okay.
No.
Brunch with girls or dinner with your babe?
Dinner with my babe.
All right. If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be?
Denver, Colorado.
Wow. Okay. Krispy Kreme donuts or Dunkin' Donuts?
Krispy Kreme Dunkin' is dry. You need water with it. I love it. I mean, no shade to Dunkin' Donuts, but it's dry. Need a little water. Need a little water.
Shade to me. But the Dunkin' Donuts coffee is $5.
Oh, well then I'll go to Krispy Kreme to get the donuts and go to Dunkin'.
Especially when the hot sign is on, the red sign or whatever it is. All right, so who do you admire most?
Wow, so many people. I'm gonna pull a Snoop Dogg to bring off the pressure and say myself.
I would like to thank myself.
There's so many people I admire. From Nashville, you got Sharon Reynolds, Sherry Dushman, Brittany Cole, Karen Williams. My girls, it's my mom. My mom inspires me, Deborah Bell West, and so many people. Oh gosh, I'm leaving people out. So
No, you good.
I'm sticking with myself. Yeah.
No, you. All right, so let's see what we got. Are you oh Lord, I know the answer to this. Listener or talker?
Actually, I'm a listener.
Oh, you thought I was gonna say you're a talker?
I know you're gonna say that. People often think that. I love to listen.
She's a very good listener.
Is she really?
She is.
Yes.
Okay.
So did he ask you a question?
So y'all know each other?
Yes, we do, Bill.
Okay, Red Bottoms or Jimmy Choo?
Jimmy Choo, I guess. I'm not into the red bottoms gonna get scraped and they know you've been having those red bottoms for a while. So I'm trying to keep it nice, you know.
Oh my
Jimmy
God.
Choo, you ain't gotta worry about the bottom, right? Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm not scraping the reds, you know.
You're not scraping the red. Do you have a pair of red bottoms?
I don't. I'm not into that.
You ain't trying to get past
I will get there.
4'11", 3/4?
I am. I get that with my Steve Madden shoes.
With the sketches, the stacks. Okay.
We're getting recorded,
Okay.
so I ain't gonna get your bill.
Okay. Introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so that's it for the questions, man. I
That's
mean, you are a trip. You are a character. I remember when I first met you, Domonique. I forgot where we were, but we were somewhere with my wife because you used to work with my wife, right?
Yes.
At Ingram, and you were cracking all these crazy jokes. I said, "Who is this little person?" I told my wife that day. I said, "She is so funny." I was like, "Man." But anyway, struggling comedian. All right, so guys. I definitely, I have a question for both of you. Now, so I pulled up this article, and the title of the article is "The Deck is Stacked Against Black Women in Tech." Okay? Now, this article was written about almost a year ago, and the subtitle says it's time to put the pipeline myth to rest and start doing the work to bring about change. So I just want to get your feedback from both of you guys on the title itself. Like, is the deck stacked against Black women in tech? And what's the deal with the pipeline issue?
Oh, you both look to me. Thank you. I struggle with this question so often because I think there are people of color or Black people in tech, right? But I think the amount of jobs that they have open as tech continues to take over industry after industry, there aren't enough people, Black people, that are in the industry to fill all of these roles. The number is always going to be less of us because we weren't the ones going to school for computer science 10, 15 years ago. If we were, it was a very small number. So that small number of people now occupy these jobs, and so they're just being shifted around from job to job. I think the biggest thing is the people that are coming through now and giving them the experience that they need. It's such a struggle for entry-level people coming out of college, coming out of boot camps to find jobs because a lot of companies don't want to take on the time, commitment to train these people and get them up to speed. So there is a way, a pipeline cloggage, right? There are people, but they're stuck in a certain part of that pipeline.
So they have
to
the
be able to
expertise,
flow,
but not the
to bring it out. They don't have the experience.
Okay.
Right.
So you're going to school and you're going to these boot camps and you're getting the experience. I know several people that went through boot camps around here because I went to the demo days, and they still don't have jobs. Right? They're still working in the field that they were working in prior to. But once it's that story, if I could share, I talked about this in the Nashville Post that I was just in about a young lady that I was trying to help.
You see how she dropped that?
No.
She was on the cover.
I was talking about
You're a celebrity
her
now.
because
You're a celebrity.
She
Okay.
graduated from Austin Peay with a degree in computer science, but she was working at Walmart, and I was trying to help her get a job, but the people I was working with didn't want to, they didn't think she had enough experience. But somebody from Amazon reached out to me and was like, "Hey, if you would mind giving us her information, we would reach out to her and bring her
From
on
the story, they saw that.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that was great. So I connected her with them, and so hopefully that they'll bring her in and do something with her because they understood that she hadn't been able to get that experience. So we need more companies that do that. That say, okay, you have this degree, you haven't had the experience. Let me see how I can help you, and then cultivate that. So we can have the next generation of mid and senior level people, because if nobody trains them, then we're gonna be in the same predicament. 5 or 10 years from now, they're gonna be still saying it's a pipeline issue, but it's people out here with these degrees that don't have the experience.
I totally agree with. I have an engineering background, and I have experience being in a lot of technical fields throughout the industry, and one of the gaps when I think of the cards stacked against is when they are hired, the intentionality behind connecting them, sponsoring them, championing them on, that is not there. And you're right, within the pipeline, it's like, how do we give people opportunities when you're telling them they need to have 3 to 5 years? By that time, they're looking at another career path because they did not get the opportunity when they're graduating from their matriculation in college. But when it gets to the work environment itself, there are so many companies that are doing performative measures of posting graphics or giving marketing articles of what they're doing for the black women in the tech space, but yet internally with the company there's a lot of gaps that are happening because their approach is more traditional in the culture. Their approach is not including people that are black, specifically black women in the tech industry, but like black women, they're not included in those opportunities at the table where they're having the chance to speak about what are some things we can do as it relates to these initiatives, or what can we do to better support these entry-level roles, mid-level roles. What are succession plannings? If you're not speaking up for yourself on what you want to do as a black woman in tech, is very rare that companies are doing that. So it's good to hear that there's some intentionality happening with companies that are looking at how can we best support you in succession planning without you having to do it. I know many of my opportunities, I had to stand up for myself at the risk of losing a job, because I wanted to grow, but like that should not have to happen. It should be inclusive within performance reviews. It should be inclusive within the conversations they're having. If you have meetings and you have these roles that are of different backgrounds, include them in the meetings so you can get that diversity amongst, like, understanding where are the black tech professionals, because a lot of people are saying, well, we can't find them. It's like, well, what spaces are they in?
Right.
How are you going about that?
Super intentional.
Yeah, very
about
intentional.
Engaging
go beyond performative measures.
Black communities or black tech professionals too.
Yeah.
Let me just read something right quick. In this article I thought was interesting. It says biased hiring processes limit black workers' opportunities in tech. Even when they do land tech jobs, black women encounter many challenges their co-workers don't, ranging from extra personal and work responsibilities to cultural misunderstanding and biases at work, as well as the ongoing effects of historic disinvestment and lack of generational wealth.
All of that.
That's deep.
When she talked about the sponsorship, I thought that really wrong to me, because you got to think about it. When you have someone, now sponsorship, I didn't know what it meant till just recently, within the last year or so, but it's beyond like a mentorship. So a mentor, you helping me, guide me and whatnot. But a sponsor means when I get into this room where people are making the decisions where you don't yet have a seat at the table, I'm going to champion for you in that room. So I think a lot of times that's not necessarily happening for us, because there's no one really sitting at the table that looks like us.
Us, right?
So they're champion for the person that they know, that they're connected with, that they've been having conversations with. So we have to have more people in leadership as well. Like
Yes.
that's a huge push for us within MinTech is to create more leaders within the tech space.
Yes.
Because when we have more people that look like us at the table, then they will also bring in more people. Is the hope, right? Is that they will bring more people along the ride. But without that sponsorship, without someone going in and like really advocating for us,
It's
it
a
just
gap.
doesn't work because people have to leave their jobs. I shouldn't have to leave my job
For you to
go
see the
to
value
another
that I
job
have.
and then you to see my value
Correct.
and then want to say, oh, okay, don't leave. We'll give you a raise.
Correct.
We'll give
Yeah.
you this promotion.
So with your agency, MinTech Agency, Karen, you know, the objective is to identify tech professionals who are of color, right?
Right.
And place professionals of color in these companies, right?
Right.
So do you have some initiative too where you say, hey, you know, I know you got this skill set and we're working on getting you this position, but down the road we need you to become a sponsor or have a vision for like that type of conversation with them? Is
That's a very good conversation to have. No, that's definitely something I think I'll take away.
I just-
roadmap.
I mean,
That's
good
a roadmap that says
right
this
to
is-
say how
yeah.
will you give back once you've made, because right now all of our clients are looking for mid to senior. They want people 5-10 years of experience because we're filling manager roles and lead roles, and so those people will become leaders. It's it's the plan. So yeah, I definitely think having that understanding or that conversation. Maybe we don't even understand that conversation of what a sponsor is.
Correct.
Right?
Oh,
I don't think
I
people
didn't
know.
even know what it was,
And they don't know
5
if they
years
could do
ago.
it.
So if we're getting people into these leadership roles and they don't truly understand that they could sponsor someone and say,
Yes.
"Hey, be that voice for them in that room," and maybe that is a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah.
I think so because like if we have that long-term objective or vision, so to speak, for ourselves, or if they have it for themselves, I think it'll help your company, number one, because they'll look back at your company and say, hey, this agency not only got me a job, but they like opened my mind to something, and in terms of how to give back.
Yeah.
But I think that it'll start planting the seed too
Yeah.
for them on, hey, what's my purpose, or what type of contribution can I make?
Yeah.
Yeah. The work approach is the underlying root cause of the problem, or the gaps that are existing for Black women in tech in particular, because traditional work cultures have a certain approach. Leaders are respected by an approach that they're comfortable with. It goes into now this is accountability versus ownership, so it goes all into these boxes. But what I'm seeing is, if there are more leaders that challenge the traditional approach of their work environment, they're starting to see better success in inclusivity of Black women in tech. So having a conversation to make leaders know, like, you're still credible even when you make changes that do not align with what the culture used to be like. So it's giving leaders giving themselves permission, because if the second that one leader that's in the senior level, executive level says, we need to be more intentional about this, or I have this great in the tech department, she's entry level, but I see her growing in this company, and saying their name, other people will start to do that. But if there's not one person having that conversation at the table, no one will feel comfortable. I felt a stark difference in having a champion. My champion was actually the CEO of the company. So I reported to a manager. Who was he was sexist, racist, all of it. And I will communicate my challenges.
What company was this at? No, don't say.
I won't say the company name, but like, he was all of that, and I've communicated constantly, and I talked about diversity. Only Black person in the office environment out of this entire company of 1,100 employees. So the CEO sponsoring, or he championed where it's sponsored. He was inside of the room, and he would say, Domonique needs to be involved on this particular project. Make sure you reach out to Domonique. Let's schedule a meeting. That made the biggest difference in utilization of my role. And you could tell the biggest difference was when he left. When he left, I saw a significant difference in how I was being utilized and included in certain conversations that I knew could be growing, that I knew could help grow in the company, but also position me better to show, like, this is what I can do for the company long term. So it's very important for people to have those people that are in place, that not even ask him to be a champion. So he just automatically said, I know the value of your role, and I see what you're doing. I see the success you're making. We need to make sure that more projects are doing A, B, and C. And it was a traditional work environment to where he was different in his approach than what the environment was used to.
Yeah.
But him being willing to make those courageous decisions and have those conversations, it gave me the opportunity to work with people across the globe in project opportunities. So I think that that's something that's really key in the retention of Black women in tech and inclusivity of it is how are you championing the role. But then as this role goes, now you can see the stark difference of are you in the right environment? Are they willing to make those changes to sponsor you? So now
it's a cultural shock. When you make the shift.
Yeah. So I do see opportunities. I don't think the cards are stacked against us. It's more of us. How do we have strategic planning and how do we have like when we're going to the next step, what does that look like for us and have some intentionality, but people that are on down the road reach back to say, this is what I've done to be successful in this career path. This is how I garnered peers. This is how I garnered champions. This is how I found a buddy, even though they're not in my company, they're at another company, and we're talking about challenges we're facing and how we're navigating through that. But I think that it's more of us figuring out like what is our roadmap. And what can we do together to support each other, and how recruiting firms like MinTech, like better positions companies to say this is what's happening when they're not supported. Retention rate, I can guarantee you that you'll have a high attrition rate of Black women in tech if there's a lack of sponsorship. This is the data that supports that. This is how we can do it. This is a roadmap to help this role to be successful long term. I think that those type of conversations where people add more value of how they're positioning people within the workforce, and then more value for employees themselves. So Black women in tech, for yourself, start identifying what can I do to best navigate my own path of success and be my own champion, and then find a champion that's a leader and be proactive in that. And that way, that can kind of make some shifts. But you have to. There's a lot of risk in that when you do that too. When you're asking the leader to champion for you,
take the risk.
Don't realize it like you do. It's a great risk. But then you can see, am I at the right company?
Right.
I
can tell you're an engineer. The way you're talking.
What is that mean, Bill?
I never know with Bill. I never know.
No, I mean, like you're talking about
my height earlier. Not playing.
No, I'm talking about. No, I'm saying you're talking about data and making decisions based on data. So I can tell like you're an engineer. There's no periods in your.
There's a period. You have to listen because I love. You gotta get it all out. You gotta get it all out. It's an engineering sentence. Shout out to blacks that are still careers and paths.
Blacks my goodness. I was waiting for the period, but
I put
it was always
in there. I did good. I used to talk fast. I love this stuff.
She said I used to talk fast.
I've slowed it down, but it's so much to it. I want to make sure I get it out.
So much to it. But give it to us in bits and pieces.
I can't.
And some metadata.
That was a bit. Karen, that was a bit right there when it got to this time.
That intro was a bit. Okay,
that was a bit.
Intro used to be like.
That's a bit.
Okay, so what happened?
Nothing,
did y'all just cuss me out?
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
you missed it.
All right. So thank you for that. That bit.
Cuss out, no.
I just wanna talk about your story, right? Because Domonique, I remember the crying video.
Which one? I cry on a lot of them.
Domonique.
You gonna get some real.
She said which one?
I don't think I seen the crying video.
I did a live crying one about working mom.
Yeah, no, when you left your job.
Oh, when she left.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay, so first of all, Domonique, you gotta tell us about the crying, the video I call it the crying video. But
I didn't cry to the end. So you missed the message.
Okay, well tell us about give us a bit on
I can't give a bit. I'm gonna be who I am.
I'm gonna give y'all a disclaimer.
It took me a long time to be comfortable with my paragraphs.
Off a lot.
I'm so comfortable in my skin. You get this paragraph bit. Right,
we're gonna get this paragraph.
You're gonna get this paragraph bit.
That's right.
Oh my!
Somebody needs to hear it.
Somebody needs to hear it.
I might miss one sentence because of that bit, and if I would have said that sentence, it would have
been a breakthrough for somebody.
Been a breakthrough.
Definitely not.
This is why. See, you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be support.
I know.
What happened?
I know.
What happened, Bill? Y'all seeing this? Right?
Okay, so let's stay on track. So let's talk about, because I want to start somewhere, and I think that's a good place to start our next paragraph. So if we start at that crime video, just tell us what happened in the video, why you made the video, and then tell us what happened in your life after that.
Oh gosh! So the video that Bill is
it's a big question, but
it happened 2 years ago. I was at this job that it was time to leave it, but I kept getting these signs and I kept staying. What happened was prior to that video, 2 days prior, I had this vision that I was being laid off. And
were they doing layoffs at the company?
No, had no knowledge. No, it was just like it was like I felt like something wasn't right. I saw the table. They were giving me a severance package.
You had a dream?
Whole dream. I mean, I had this dream, not a vision.
You had a vision in the dream.
I had this dream, and the next day, what I did was clean out everything in my desk. I cleaned out my everything that was mine, and
you took some
even
paper clips.
Even the no paper clips, they can have it. No, but like it's the border coming out. But like it's in the mother's room because I was still breastfeeding. I had to get the bottles, get everything cleared out, and the following day I just started saying goodbye to everyone. I was like, I'm being laid off today. I know it doesn't make sense.
This is before you were actually laid off. You were walking around telling people, I'm gonna be laid off
with an empty desk. So when I got
had you been doing something wrong?
No,
you knew you was about to get laid.
No, it was just
a vision.
It was I stayed over
because I've done that before too, but I knew I was about to get. But go ahead.
Yours is different. Right. Hey, re-go ya. But like yeah, that's a whole.
Okay, that's when I worked at T-Mobile call center in the call center. Okay,
I didn't do
back in the day.
I didn't do what you did. I wasn't already
consultant. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was time.
No, but it was just a shift in the environment. This is when I stopped getting utilized in roles over the course of months. I was talking to the interim CEO about things that I need that will be good, like up to saving multi-million dollars in opportunities, and it was shut down because the response was the culture isn't ready for you. So it was like those signs that were happening. So as that, I told God, I was like, make it obvious. I was like, I surrender. I'm trying. I know you've been giving me signs, but you know your baby. She needs those obvious signs, and
not the red bottoms.
Yeah. So I that dream I was having a dream, and it was very clear. The next day, I just started cleaning out my desk, or saying goodbyes on that Wednesday, and I sat at the desk, and it was just me in the desk, waiting on this call. And so an hour passes by. I didn't even want to get on the phone and text or do anything. I was just sitting there. To keep that, like, people are in this work environment, and I'm sitting at a desk that is empty for an hour, but that's a whole nother story. Wow. So,
did anybody say anything to you?
Exactly. Like nothing. Right. It was like this calmness that was happening for me. And I saw the phone call, and I texted my husband, "It's time." I was like, I'm getting laid off. And so I walked to the office, and lo and behold, the same arrangement of HR and the plant manager and the same exact arrangement. Wow. And I wished them well because I knew I would be okay. When I walked out, it was this relief, even though I had the grieving part about that, but I was like, oh, now I can use this as my excuse. So if I'm uncomfortable telling people I took the leap into entrepreneurship, I can just throw in their face, I got laid off. You know, like it was like really that, to be honest. And it was like all the opinionators, the limited belief people, I could say, well, I got laid off. You know, that was my comfort to just keep them quiet while I took my leave.
My job.
Yeah, right. It was just me wanting to say that. Like, it wasn't my choice, even though it was my choice. I asked for that sign. And while I was walking out, I said, I got to record this because I never know if I want to reflect back on it or it's going to be used for something. So I just clicked the record button.
Podcast, yeah.
And I pulled up the package. I showed it in the video, just kept walking. And I was just like, thank you, God, for not giving me any other excuse. It took me to have an excuse of why I didn't do what I saw myself doing.
Why you didn't go full time in your business, or why you didn't make the jump?
I wanted to be full time in entrepreneurship as a consultant when I entered into the career world. When I realized how the adversity that Black women face. I remember saying, I have a solution that can help me and my peers, and I have to figure it out. And I see that they're respecting consultants more than they're respecting the internal employees. So I need to be the consultant to help them listen to their people. And I said that in the beginning of my career. And I was like, give it 10 years. And it was amazing. It was 10 years for that layoff. I'm doing exactly what I said I was going to do with work approaches, and I'm sitting across from leaders and having those exact conversations that bridges that gap that's happening with the employees and the leaders. and it's just amazing. It's a beautiful path.
So when you made that video, you went home and you said, okay, I'm going jumping head in with my business.
Yeah.
And that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Okay. And that's when you basically went full time with We Optimize Work.
Yes.
Okay, man, that's awesome. So tell us exactly. I mean, we talked about it a little bit before, but tell us, like, you know, what type of customers you're helping or organizations you're helping, and what kind of work you're doing with We Optimize Work.
So I'm helping. Most of the clients that I work with are people that are looking for retention solutions for their women in the workplace, and they're looking to have like roundtable discussions. So my target clients are people that have 50 or more employees, are a P&L or department or segment that they lead more than 50 team members, and they're looking for solutions. That we have two signature programs, and that's our Women Who Lead program, which we take women through this year-long process. Is coaching, is professional development. We teach them project management skills so they can apply it to their life and work. And then also they're more confident in how they communicate with leaders, and we talk with leaders on, this is what we're seeing, these are some gaps, these are some things that you can apply within your workforce to better support women in the workplace. The other is roundtables, and so we just have entry-level employees all the way up to the C-suite, and things that I used to do in my career that to help people get heard. Doing that now with the roundtables where they are surrounded, and we have these conversations about, right now it's return to office. That's a big discussion. We have people that half of the people don't want to return. We have the other half that do want to return, and then our culture is losing efficiency. So it's like getting people to talk about, what is your culture? What are your values? What is your vision? What are the outcomes and all of those things? And women in the workplace is another, it's a very key thing right now. Companies that they're seeing an attrition rate of their women in professional fields. They're calling We Optimize Work to come in and identify what is the root cause of what the problem is, and we do it, and we help them with our services doing that.
Wow. So you're facilitating these discussions. And now, are you applying any type of, like, using a platform or any type of technology to kind of streamline the conversations or the progress? Yeah.
So I definitely use our own technology that's in-house, and what it does is just it measures the capacity of women that are in our Women Who Lead program. So I challenge the work approach and what they see as success, or you need to be working 40 hours by looking at their capacity first, which means how many hours do they really have available without interruption. Let's be really honest, and let's get very, very clear on the outcomes of what we're trying to reach. And the platform shows visibility of, this is their capacity. You're adding these things on. Is it important? Is it a priority? Or do we need to look at what the person is actually working on? So now leaders understand what the bandwidth is of their women in the workplace. Oh, I see what's going on. We're overloading this person, and we're not. That means, are you clear on where your outcomes are for this particular role, or is it an opportunity for the department to see how can we better improve the processes that we do? How do we meet customer demand? But we start with priority, and we manage discussions via the platform, and then we also are looking into this one that transcribes, and it tells you moods off of like how you're talking throughout the conversation, so it can measure if there are points of frustration within conversations that were happening. Just
in like a round table?
Yeah, so using AI to determine that. So I haven't used it yet, but that's something I plan on using fairly soon, like next week, that I want to see, like, based off of this conversation.
Saying we can figure that.
Shout out to Kim. You know what I mean. We sending you hugs, honey. We sending you some hugs.
Please. Hey, listen. I've been watching you. You're very active on social media, Domonique, and I've been watching. Just the successes that you've had and the ups. I don't see no downs. We don't show the downs.
I show all of it.
You do?
If you follow my page, I don't. No, I don't. Okay. I'm very transparent. I share what I want to share.
But I saw that, like, you have competed, I guess, in a couple of competitions, right?
Yeah, a few.
Can you tell us, like, so why did you go out and compete? I'm assuming to raise money, or for recognition or whatever. And then tell us, like, some success stories of what you had, because I knew you won some stuff or got some money, but I wasn't sure exactly what it was. So tell us about.
Yeah. So last year I pitched in competitions and received over $35,000 in grants, maybe a little more in grants for We Optimize Work, and that happened at the shift of repositioning We Optimize Work. So after taking the leap into entrepreneurship, it wasn't even. 6 months before it was 2020, and then we all know March from there. So the 100% of the revenue in March went to 0% due to the tornado in Tennessee, but also with these potential clients, well, the clients that actually booked contracts, but then there wasn't a clause, but that's a whole nother story. It says what happens if you have to cancel due to So, but that's a whole nother story. Definitely reach out to your lawyers and stuff on how to protect yourself.
Just put that clause in there.
Yeah, so but it was 0% booked revenue, and I was experiencing a problem that I was like facing. I was trying to figure out this business, raise 4 children. The oldest 3 are in virtual schooling, and the youngest daycare is closed during this particular time period. So I'm trying to figure out how to even manage that. And so my business just kept taking hits and hits as far as focusing on it, having time to do that, or having sanity around doing something that I really wanted to do for myself. And it made me I reminded myself of why are working women feeling like the default role and taking on the responsibilities of handling everything. Why are we the ones that have to figure out this process to make it work so we can show up to work and be smile and hit goals, so we can show up at home and do all of these things? What is it about the workplace, or what is it about the structures of the workplace that can be better, like support, like they can be a better support for women in the workplace? And that's where my pivot happened. So that's I started pitching in competitions. The first one was with WeBank, and that was a pitch competition, and that was a $6,000 grant for that one. And I just continued to pitch for good with the Entrepreneur Center, and won that. And then American Express.
Did you win that too? The EC, the Entrepreneur Center?
Yes.
Okay.
And so they pitched that, and then American Express received the $25,000 grant for being a 100 Black founder of change. And so that was very significant in notoriety. But it all happened from just turning my life into, I turned myself into my own client. And I was from that problem I realized it's a global problem.
Did you get the Beyonce money too? The Beyonce grant?
No, I was trying to get that baked goods just so I can be that much closer to Beyonce, but I wanted that grant just so I could have her picture next to mine and say thank you, Beyonce.
Thank you.
I was really going to do that, and if anyone knows Beyonce out there, we're all six degrees of separation away.
That's right.
Just let her know. I just need a little picture with her.
Well. So Domonique, tell me what's next for you in the business.
What's next is I want to build out the next phase of this technology. I want to focus more on AI to get companies to quickly understand the moves, the needs. What are the top things that we need to focus on that really move the needle in supporting women in the workplace. Now, a lot of things, we're getting some data there, but a lot of companies that get the data, but they don't necessarily look at it before not all, but just a few, but they're not using the data to drive their conversations. It's more, we got the data, let's use it for marketing, and now we're here, and now let's have this initiative, and then we do these one-offs, like one-off trainings, and not long-term sustainable support for women in the workplace. And I want to build the technology that helps guide them to say, hey, you're here based off of this, you're here, like, what is your pulse check, like how healthy are you as an organization supporting your women in the workplace? And it brings that collaborativeness among teams. But I want to build out the second phase of this technology.
So tell me about this AI. I mean, how this works. Is it a web platform where, I mean, you turn it on and it kind of reads the mood of the conversation? Now,
that's separate. That's an existing platform that's not mine. But yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out, because it uses it transcribes actual recordings, and then it measures the phase based off of the moves of it and gives you that. Now that's a separate technology that I want to look at.
Because I know there's cameras that do that. They like, I
didn't know that.
Retail stores are using cameras where, like, when people walk into the store, it can tell the mood of the person.
I mean, are we with our kids? Or are we not with our kids?
Like
my mood.
Yo, you about to snap.
No, I'll just be like, I just want to go in the store and get out, and then I end up being in there longer than what I need to because they ran off to the toy area. But yeah.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah, that's a separate platform that I want to start using for recording sessions.
But you're saying build out your platform.
For my platform, I definitely want to build out to where people understand the people as it relates to what kind of conversations are happening, how we're using the surveys, which will be open-ended questions instead of those multiple choice options, because I want to gather out based off of what they're responding what are the top challenges based off of their feedback, not just the multiple choice. So then you discover these things that probably would not be discovered based off of like their normal assessments that they give annually to their employees. And it also, like, who wants to say, I really feel like I don't belong here? Like, no one's going to flat out say that. So you're going to miss some things. And if we do the open-ended questions to where they can answer transparently, we can pull that out and say, oh, based off of this under the subliminal message here is this person doesn't feel like they belong. But have the technology show them, like, based off of this is where you are. Here's some recommended plans of action. Right now, I do all of this like manually, except the first part with capacity.
But are you building the platform, or are you having it built?
Yes, we're having it built. Have a team of developers, we're raising funding. So I'm be starting to pitch again, or start reaching out to investors to invest in this particular.
Because this could be like a SaaS product that you eventually sell a license.
That's exactly it. That's what I want to do. Okay. So still do what I do day to day, but have this platform that can scale out for people that I'm not able to get to because we're at capacity, or help them on a scale where it sustains after we're complete with working with them. Our client relationship, the contract is ended. They have this platform that they can use to sustain the changes that have happened. So definitely a SaaS platform.
No, I love it. Hey, Domonique, I appreciate you coming in. From Bado, you know what I'm saying? I just learned that today. We're from the same neighborhood. Karen, can you please tell the folks who are listening, our listening audience, more about MinTech, what you're up to now, and what you're looking for right now? Anything in particular you're looking for right now?
So MinTech Agency is a diversity tech recruiting company, and we focus on Black, Latinx, and women tech professionals. So we, again, focus on really the mid to senior level roles. We really want to get more people of color and women in leadership roles. So we're always looking for talent, right? So we have several roles open. You can find us at mintechagency.com. Every social media platform, we are MinTech Agency, and so that's really the biggest thing. It's just really bringing on talent. We have lots and lots of clients, so I mean we're definitely taking on new clients that are truly in this initiative of diversity, inclusion, and belonging, of and development and promotion. Those are really big things for us. So. Yeah. Awesome.
Nice work. Karen is doing it up. Can you tell us your how people can reach out to you, Domonique?
You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, Domonique Townsend, DOMONIQUE Townsend, or you can go to my website, weoptimizework.com. weoptimizework.com.
Okay. So or you can go to thecrimevideo.com too. You should really brand that. You should brand that. I'm a branding guy. You know what I'm saying? No. All right, so I have a gift for both of you guys. I want to hook y'all up with some my tech or Tech Don't Sleep t-shirts. So who wants the black one? Who wants the gray one?
I'll take gray. Look, I said it before.
I know, right?
Which one's smaller? Because that'll be Karen. Are they both the same?
I don't know. Hey, we can figure out the size later. Just take that. Boom! Now here, as I tell everybody, do not wear it. This is not a pajama shirt. Okay?
It would definitely be a pajama shirt.
No. Okay, we need that back. Okay,
I like
you know what I'm saying. Wear this to Publix, or to when you work out or something.
I'm not wearing my MinTech
I wear it in my pitch competition.
You gotta wear it out so people can say, "Oh, Tech Don't Sleep. Where'd you get that shirt?" By the way, if you want a Tech Don't Sleep t-shirt, man, y'all can actually go to TechDontSleep.com, okay, and grab a shirt. And we don't even sell them for that much. I don't know if it's. You don't know. Anyway, but grab a shirt. I mean, it's pretty hot. I definitely want you guys to make sure you're following Tech Don't Sleep online on all of the social media platforms. The handle is Tech Don't Sleep. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel, okay, and like and share the video, because we really want to get the word out. And one of the main reasons we want to get the word out is because we have guests like Domonique. We have cool co-hosts like Karen Williams with MinTech Agency, and we want people to know about these individuals and their companies and the traction that they're making. Lastly, I want to thank our sponsors. I want to highlight actually one of our sponsors that's sponsoring our upcoming event August 27th in Nashville, Tennessee at the Nashville Entrepreneur Center, and that's a company called Your6.com. Your6.com. It's a cloud surveillance company, so they do access control, security, and cloud surveillance for companies nationwide. It's one of our vendors at MyTech Partners, and they are becoming one of the title sponsors for this event and the podcast for the next 3 months. So we appreciate you guys for sponsoring this particular event and the podcast. So again, your6.com, YOUR6.com. Check them out. And if you have a need for surveillance for your company, reach out to MyTech. We can definitely connect you and make sure we got the right options for you. With that being said, I hope I'm not missing anything. Oh yeah, I mentioned the launch party. So your 6 is one of the sponsors. So again, y'all, if you're watching this video or listening to this podcast before August 27, 2021, make sure you are in the building in Middle Tennessee at the Nashville Entrepreneur Center.
I'll be there
Friday.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Okay, you got it.
Will I shirt
gotta
on?
get an invite now. No, I'm just playing. But Friday, August 27th. 9 to 1. It's gonna be crazy.
But what you saying is a lunch party for what?
Launch.
I know what launch is.
Yeah, the podcast.
Okay, we say that.
You're not specific with it. You said August 27th.
Party.
You
Like,
can tie it in. We're having
that's why I got you.
He did tie it in.
Okay.
Reel it in. Talk about my parents. If you had a paragraph and not bites, you would have had it all out there.
Hey, we need to optimize this work. You know what I'm saying? All right, so thecrimevideo.com. So Friday, August 27th, the TechDontSleep podcast launch.
There you go.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Is it gonna be free food and drinks?
So lunch will be provided. But
it's a daytime.
It's a daytime. Yeah.
Okay.
So what time?
9
to 1.
Okay.
So you must register, okay? Because if you're not registered, you're not getting in. So that you need to register at TechDontSleep.com or TechDontSleepPodcast.com. Either website. So man, we're gonna wrap this up, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You got it. Any closing remarks?
No.
I'm surprised.
No.
I thought you was gonna give us another paragraph.
No, I mean the only closing remarks I would have is just believe in yourself, and if you are, we talked about women, black women in tech in particular in the beginning. If you are a black woman in tech, just keep going. That you're not alone in your journey, and there are companies out here that can better position you in environments that support you if you are not in one. So that's my closing remark.
I love it. Drop the mic. Appreciate y'all. Holla.